he's still a police chief, to actually do some work. We haven't heard from this man in months anyway. It'll be nice to hear from him about what he wants to do in regards to the discipline, if he's going to discipline officers that were involved in the shooting, or if he's not going to do anything at all. But we believe that the time is up, the clock is out, and Chief Manley needs to come up and be a leader for once and actually say what he's going to do. So I think we'll hear from Ms. Ramos.
Okay. I'll hold it for you. Okay, I've got to see it. Hello, my name is Brenda Ramos, Mike Ramos' mother. My son Mike, my only child, was shot and killed by Officer Taylor on April 24th. My unarmed son was killed as he slowly drove away from the police toward a dead end. Everyone has seen the video. There is nothing left in the investigation. Chief Manley and Austin police detectives must now do their jobs and decide what happens now. Doing nothing is not an option. We do not pay APD salaries for them to do nothing. I call on Chief Manley to announce this week whether Officer Taylor will be continuing as an Austin police officer. I call on the police detectives who investigated my son's death to announce this week whether they found evidence that police Taylor committed a crime. Maybe Chief Manley disagrees with thousands of people who march in the streets this summer demanding justice for my son Mike. Maybe he believes that my son deserved to be shot like that. If that is Chief Manley's decision, he should have the courage to tell us. This community deserves decisions from Chief Manley and the police. This is their job. My son Mike deserves justice.
Brenda, it's been 6 months. What's going through your head right now?
I don't feel comfortable with myself. It's been too long, and I'm hurting and going through this. It's just been too long.
What do you miss most about Mike?
His presence. Him doing stuff for me, cooking for me. He does everything for me. Because I'm at that age.
What's it been like waiting and waiting and waiting and still not really getting anything?
I can't sleep at night sometimes. I think about it all the time. I pray to God give me strength for this. And people tell me, how do you do it, Brenda? You know, I would go crazy. I had 2 friends that it happened. So I have a mission to do for my son, and I'm doing this for my son because he demands justice. I just didn't like the fact how they did him. They could have had other ways to do it, but not the way they did. To me, as they murdered and execute my son. And when I seen the video, I saw he was frightened, scared. He didn't know what was going on. I had to see the video so that way, as a mother's instinct, I could see what he was going through, and he was traumatized, very traumatized. Oh my God.
Officer Taylor was involved in another shooting.
Yes, before that.
What's it feel like that he was still on the force?
That tells me right there, you know, he already killed someone before. He's still working on the force. He murdered someone, and then my son too. He needs to be put away. He really does.
Are you still working on that Mike Ramos law kind of thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
I really don't want to say much right now because I haven't really finished into detail, you know, but as far as that, so it won't happen to anybody again who want bill passed on the Mike Ramos Matters Act.
Ms. Brenda is working in conjunction with the advocates to draft a bill to make sure that what happened to her and to her son doesn't happen to anyone else in Texas. So when the legislature meets in 2021, we're hoping that we'll get some interest in passing some reforms in Mike's name. So like we call it the Mike Ramos Matters Act, but it's still being drafted and envisioned. Anyone else?
Anything else?
Y'all, thanks so much for coming. It's hot as, you know,
Oh, he's
something.
sweating his head.
I know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you. Bless you.